Peer Mediation in Nigeria with Chijioke Ibeku, mediator and author. That is your topic for today. Welcome to the Lawyers and Mediators International Show and Podcast, where we discuss law and conflict resolution topics to educate both professionals and everyday people. Catch regular episodes on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast. Just remember, nothing in these episodes constitutes legal advice, so be sure to talk to a lawyer, as cases are fact-dependent. Hey everyone, this is Mac Pierre-Louis, attorney, mediator, arbitrator, working throughout Florida and Texas. And today I am here with my good mediator, colleague, friend, Chijioke Ibeku. Hey, Chijioke, how are you doing?
I'm very well, Mark. Very well. Thank you very much. I'm very well.
Yes, good to hear you again and good to see you again. It's been a while, I think probably a good year. And last time we were speaking, we had you on and we had, introduced you to the world and to the audience and talked a little bit about what you do out in Nigeria and what you were working on when it comes to mediation and conflict resolution. And so wanted to have you back. And so thank you so much for joining us again. But Chijioke, we're going to do kind of like an update of sorts to kind of find out what you're up to now and discuss a little bit about your upcoming book, The Handbook on the Contemporary Facets of Mediation. And before you talk about your book, however, I'm going to have can you spend a few seconds just sharing a little bit about yourself and what you do and where you are in Abuja, Nigeria?
Thank you so much, Mark. As you've already said, my name is Chijioke Ibeku. I'm a lawyer. I have about 23 years post-call experience. I'm a certified mediator, almost same amount of experience. And I'm an author. We've done the practice of mediation for a very long while, and we're now trying to make sure that the children also have the practice imbibed in them. So we have a project that we are running, at Peer Mediation, and it might very well interest many people to know that we are the pioneers of this unique facet of mediation called peer mediation in Africa, and of course, in Nigeria. So we are trying to promote this practice among children. And what we seek to do, just like our firm 3Cs, our platform is number one, conflict resolution, mediation advocacy, and of course, promoting peace building. But this program with the children at peer mediation, we are trying to make these children relate across the borders of religion, culture, and race, number one. Mark, you and I know we are getting very old. By the grace of God, yes, we will live very long. But we want to also have these children, fill the gap when we are long gone in our old ages. So these children, for us, are children that will fill the gaps. So we are trying to ensure that there's no gap in the practice of mediation. Again, number three, we want these children to acquire the skills of managing issues, preventing issues from degenerating to disputes and further to conflicts. So this is what we've been doing. And again, we've gone by extension, because if you have the children, to mothers. So we also have a program at Mediation with Women. We call it Mediation Outreach with Women. We're trying to get to the women in the remotest parts of Nigeria. And we've also gotten some of our friends across the globe from India, Malaysia, join us in this program. We are trying to get these women very active so that in ensuring in whatever community they find themselves that disputes or conflicts, as I may correctly say, is reduced to the BRS minimum. So this is what we've been doing for some time now, Mark.
Yes, and there's a little bit of audio glitch, and I know you and I are about 5 hours apart, and sometimes the internet can be a little strained. However, just so everybody understands, the 3Cs Met Mediations is what you do, and your big focus right now is to help peer mediation, developing peer mediation in Nigeria and around the world. And when we say peer mediation, what we mean are mediating with children or through children, helping children learn the skills of conflict resolution so that they can grow up to become better able to manage their emotions, the emotional intelligence, the self-awareness, and learn how to communicate with other people so that they can resolve and address their conflicts. And we know the world needs a whole lot of that right now. And just to make sure I understand, you also do the work with women as well. Tell me a little more about that. How are you helping women with mediation?
Well, we're trying to get just a few weeks ago, we had a conference online where we had a lot of women join us, like all these places I mentioned, in Malaysia, in India, join us to see, and even in the US, to see how we can get these women to be very active. You can imagine if a woman buys into a dispute, if she can resonate with whatever it takes to reduce the conflicts, particularly for us in our own client, if a woman, is gotten to imbibe the spirit of conflict resolution, plus or minus to a very great extent, that or those disputes or conflicts that have arisen will be reduced. Like I said earlier, we're already working on the children. And I told you the reasons we're working, what we intend to achieve, the positive ripple effect we intend to gather from the children. So we believe we can do same with the women. We can get these desired effects. If women and the children buy into what we are doing, then 70% of whatever conflict that arises within us, or even without, can at least be said that there's an attempt, there's a good attempt to reduce those conflicts.
Got it. And so what are you announcing soon in November with regards to a ceremony with regards to the children? Can you talk about that?
All right. Yeah, wonderful. We are graduating as a number about 100 and almost 100 children as peer mediators. We've been on this race. I like to call it a race because it is a race. We've been on this race for 2 years. We've graduated, thus far we've graduated 184. In November, we'll be doing an extra 184 children. So we'll be doing almost 284. Today I was in a class because I do the sessions weekly. I was in a class today with the children. A number of other children came in. So this projection I have 284 might eventually shoot up to 300. So it's safe to say that I'll be graduating about 300 children as peer mediators. So what we want them to do, we teach them through all the phases of mediation. We run them through, at least we'll run them through the ones we believe they can resonate with at this age. For instance, we run them through conflict with mediation. We run them through landlord and tenant dispute because they all live in the houses. We run them through commercial mediation. Their parents do business, or if they don't have parents, their relations do a lot of business, buying and selling. We run them through community mediation because they're all from communities. They live in neighborhoods. Yes. So we believe, in addition to what we teach them about response to conflict, having a grasp over their emotion, that these are necessary things for these children to imbibe. How to manage their emotions, how to respond, how to show empathy, active listening. So these are things we are teaching these children, and plus or minus by the grace of God, we believe if these children imbibe this, we would have contributed by all standards towards reducing conflict to the barest minimum.
Absolutely. I think if children can incorporate all these skills into their lives, okay, whether it deals with their emotions or self-control or having the ability to work with others well, that would go a long way towards changing the next generation. So that's coming up in what day in November?
25th November, Mark. 25th November.
Got it. November 25, 2023. And if people want to know more information, about this or want to contribute towards your project, how do they get involved?
They can get across to me at my email, Chijioke Ibeku2@gmail.com.
Yes.
Chijioke Ibeku2@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or Patrick, my friend who is an American, they're another team member, patrick.macfilami.com, patrick.macfilami@gmail.com. Or you can also get across to me through my my LinkedIn page, my official page, Chijioke Ibeku, or my WhatsApp number, 234-809-8655-435. I'll take it again.
No.
234.
I'll place all that information on the description of the video. And I actually am screen sharing Patrick's McFalamy along with you, because I guess you were both doing a talk some time ago on community mediation.
Yes, a long time ago.
Yes, and
And
so
he has actually visited Nigeria to witness on what we do on ground. He has come to
awesome.
Nigeria
Well,
to see it firsthand.
hopefully I'll be visiting you too in Nigeria soon to check out your work.
Wow, that would be wonderful, Mark. I hope to see you next year, because this is the program is a continuum. It's a continuum. We have over 1,000 schools. We've not even cut the ice. We have over 1,000 schools to teach. We've not even started. We've just touched a tip.
Got it.
Because of limited resources.
Got it. So definitely anybody who wants to contribute to the work that you're doing can, and I'll make sure that I put the contact information on the video description. Okay, so next, let's move on to your book. You are an author, of course, as you had explained earlier, and I'm gonna screen share to share a photo of the book that you're coming up this month, I believe, right? The Handbook on the Contemporary Facets of Mediation. Last time you were on the show, you had talked about another book you had done on landlord issues, but this time this is another book, and I believe this is one of two, right? There's another one that I couldn't get an image of, but tell us about this one. What's it about?
Oh, okay. The Handbook on Contemporary Facets of Mediation. We dealt on all facets of mediation. In fact, this was what gave rise to my vision on peer mediation. When I was writing the book and after publishing, I said, wow, what about, the adults read it? What about the children? Even though it's in simple words, it's very simply written, anybody can read and understand. It now motivated me to say, how can I also inculcate and bring into more like the compound of mediation little children? And I started thinking about writing another book, Peer Mediation, the practice of peer mediation. But this one now, we have the Handbook on the Contemporary Facets of Mediation. I'm doing a revised edition because there were some things while I wrote it in 2020, and you remember 2019 COVID.
Correct.
So a lot of things were happening then. So now, on some other things I can add, I'm trying to add some other chapters to this book. So we're having a revised edition.
Got it.
Of this particular book that you've shown via your Zoom. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, so you're having the revised version of this handbook as well as a new book coming out on peer mediation. And so
practice of peer mediation, that's the name of the book. Yes. The
practice of peer mediation, so that other people who are maybe outside of Nigeria will be able to get your book and help kids, help students. And where will these books be available for purchase? Where will they be able to get them? On Amazon?
On Amazon.
Got it. Okay. Well, definitely let us know when you make the announcement on the book's releases from the publishers, because we'll be definitely excited to put them on the blog. All right. And so, Chijioke, tell us what else is going on in your life. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today to kind of, catch us up. But what else is going on your side? I know you have a big family out there, and that's a whole handful of itself. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mark.
Yes. No, tell us what.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and what's going on these days.
Yeah. Well, what else can be going on? Is just mediation and life. Trying to live right. For me, I'm a firm believer in God. So trying to work in tandem with God's will, so that I achieve purpose and live up fulfilling my purpose. But in a few weeks from now, there's a conference being hosted by Mediation Beyond Borders International.
Okay.
I'll be in Kenya as a keynote speaker.
Okay.
Mediation Beyond Borders International is hosting a conference in Kenya. I've been graciously been invited. So I'll be in Kenya doing what I know best, humbly, on this topic, on this unique facet of mediation called peer mediation. So I'll be a keynote speaker on peer mediation in Kenya, a program hosted by Mediation Beyond Borders. So we've just been doing mediation and trying as much as possible to contribute our humble quota towards making the world, at least to some extent, a peaceful environment, a peaceful place to live in.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for your work on that. And so when you are the keynote speaker, make sure that, you give all the shout outs, and let people know, the truth about peer mediation. And so, safe travels to Kenya and mediation without borders. Yes, sir. So that's basically it. So we're going to wrap up the call. But thank you so much, Chijioke Ibeku, for coming back on. And if people want to connect with you again, I would say that the best place on social media would be your Facebook page, Nanja Mediator. And that is facebook.com/NAIJA Mediator, Naija Mediator. And people can check you there and follow you there, but they can also check out the descriptions that will be listed on the website, as well as your 3Cs MET mediators, 3Cs MET mediators, and people can go and see what else you've published in the past. All right, Chijioke, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mark, for having me. I mean, it was grateful that you made our time. Thank you. God bless you real good. Thank you very much. Stay